It's been another crazy week in the race for Republican governor as some candidates try to continue their campaigns. Another ends up in custody. We'll start with one-time frontrunner James Craig. The former Detroit police chief was tossed from the ballot by election officials who say that his petition was riddled with fraudulent signatures and that he didn't have enough valid ones to qualify. The Michigan Supreme Court threw out his legal challenge on June 3rd. But 2 days later, Craig went on Fox News and said, quote, "It's not over." And on Thursday night, he told the Detroit TV station that he would continue his campaign, not as the Republican nominee, but as a write-in candidate. And millionaire Perry Johnson is taking action. Fake signatures also doomed his petition, and his appeals were also tossed out by the Michigan Supreme Court last Friday. That was the deadline, as officials need to start printing ballots. But this week, Johnson asked a federal judge to either make them stop so they can add his name, and this Friday, a judge agreed to hold a hearing, quote, "at the earliest opportunity," so stay tuned. And while the Michigan Supreme Court ruled Craig and Johnson ineligible for the ballot last Friday, June 3rd, the court did not decide the fate of Donna Brandenburg until Tuesday, after the ballot deadline had passed. So far, there's been no word from the candidate about whether or not she will continue the fight. Well, the brouhaha over petitions and ballot access that cost 5 GOP gubernatorial candidates their campaigns has led to questions about whether or not we need new laws regarding such petition drives or whether they need to update the old ones. 6 News Capitol correspondent Tim Skubic had a chance to ask the governor about that this week, but she says if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
We've got laws on the books, and candidates are required to follow them.
Well, do you think more laws are needed?
I think people just need to follow the laws that are already on the books in this space.
Well, Tim also checked in with a man who ran elections in Michigan for decades, and he says when it comes to how campaigns pay for people to collect those signatures, there really could be some room for improvement.
Can you eliminate payment per signature and make them move to a salary or an hourly rate? That may be an option, but an outright ban is not an option.
But the big bombshell in the race for governor doesn't have anything to do with ballots. It's about how one of the 5 remaining candidates went from the campaign to custody. That's right. The FBI arrested candidate Ryan Kelly at his home in West Michigan on Thursday. And according to documents filed in federal court, it's because of Kelly's involvement in the attack on the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021. Kelly, who admits to being at the Capitol that day and who was seen in numerous pictures and videos, faces several misdemeanor charges because of his actions that day. So to help us make sense of all this and to talk about the state of the race, we're going to bring in Capitol correspondent Tim Skubic. We'll get his take on the whirlwind race for Michigan governor. That's when the Capitol Rundown continues.